and welcome to Hawick High News.
Coming up on this month's programme. Pupils take to the slopes and visit Serre Chavelier in France for a trip of a lifetime. Our reporter Zoe speaks to some of those involved. Continuing our series of staff at Hawick High School, Michael interviews Miss Carnejac about her time at the school so far. Touch typing, what is it? How does it work? Allie finds out as she speaks to Miss Donaldson about her touch typing club. With the Burns Supper being cancelled earlier this month, we have some special performances coming up on Hawick High News.
Hello and welcome to Hawick High News. I'm Lucy Brennan.
And I'm Connor Mitchell.
Earlier this month, more than 50 pupils and staff from the school flew to the snowy mountains of France for the biannual ski trip. The week-long visit sees pupils visit Serre Chavelier in France, where they took to the slopes. Our reporter Zoe has been speaking to some of the pupils who went on the trip.
Earlier this month, students and staff of Hawick High School visited Serre Chavelier as part of the biannual ski trip. We've had lots of updates from them while they were away. Now let's chat to them face to face and find out more about their experiences.
It was just like a once in a lifetime experience. That it's just a great holiday, and even just being there, seeing all the views and getting to ski through it at the same time, it's just an amazing experience.
Like at the start, it was like I was really nervous to go down just like not even a slope, but at the end we learned so much. Like we could go on big ones.
And it's not just like a holiday, you're there, like you're learning at the same time.
Yeah, and also on the skiing trip we had this thing called a ding-a-ling, so you'd done something stupid the last day, or you fell or something funny. You had to wear this big sort of hat. There's two hats, one with the princess and one with the chicken hat. Also had one of the events at the night, we did a Miss Serre Chavelier, so the boys dressed up as girls, and Harry won that by a mile.
So I did win Miss Serre Chavelier, obviously, but Jack slept through it because he obviously didn't know what to date, because he just had his personal makeup on.
You were learning the whole time. You had like time in the morning with your ski instructors, and then in the afternoon you'd practice what you learned in the morning with your teachers.
I think they really enjoyed it, and I'll tell you what was most important was how much they learned over that week. I didn't look on it as a holiday, I look on it as a learning experience. And yes, they're outside and know at their school lessons, but they were actually learning how to ski and working with ski school instructors. ESF, called the Ski Français in the morning, and they worked with in their five groups. But even now, learning to speak with in the town if they're going out to do some shopping between the end of skiing and actually tea time, they were allowed some free time to go out into town. So there's a lot of learning that actually take place, and as well as that, they're all having to live together in very close proximity. Up to, I think the biggest room was 6. And sharing a room and keeping that room tidy is really important. We had actually competitions on that run by the hotel, but also one of the leaders came round to check rooms as well. And it's amazed. I think a lot of parents would have been surprised how tidy some of the rooms actually were.
This has been Zoe Emery reporting for Hawick High News.
If you'd like to speak to a mental health first aider about your mental well-being, Mrs Fraser is available in her room every Thursday lunchtime if you'd need someone to talk to.
Any S5 pupil who's been part of the mentoring group and been out at primary schools to work with the primary 7 pupils should come to a meeting at 1:40 p.m. on Wednesday 7th of February in M5 to hear information about when the primaries will be coming up to visit the high school.
Pastoral staff will be offering help to apply for college for senior students in M4 at the following times: Tuesday 6th of February 1:30 p.m, Tuesday 6th of February 3:50 p.m, Wednesday 7th of February 3:50 p.m. If you're applying to college, please make sure you attend or see your pastoral teacher if you cannot make it.
Congratulations to Chloe Blakey and Louisa Goldie, both in S1, who travelled to Arleston High School to compete in this year's Borgers Secondary Schools Badminton Championships. They finished runners-up in the under-14 girls level doubles section, a superb achievement.
And Mr Stealth is starting an S1 and S2 Active Breakfast Club on Wednesday 7th of February. The club will run on Wednesday mornings and is open to all S1 and S2 pupils who do not attend school basketball, football, hockey, netball or rugby training.
Our teacher interview this month is new French teacher Miss Carnejac. Michael interviewed her earlier this month for Hawick High News.
What do you like the most in Hawick High School?
Well, I've never seen such a great kids' involvement in the school in terms of shows, in terms of commitment, in terms of celebration. So for instance, in France, we don't have any Christmas dances, and that was a great surprise to see that as well. I really enjoyed the Christmas dances. Also in France, back home, we didn't have any school shows. So to see Legally Blonde, really enjoyed that. I thought that was an amazing show, and I think kids' involvement in the school is great. Also in the community, I've seen the kids in, for instance, the Saxhorn band, and I've seen them in the River's Moon play, which was great, and I thought the kids were just amazing as well in those shows. So that's what I really enjoy with the school, is kids' involvement in the school and in the community. I think that's amazing.
Were you a teacher anywhere else before Hawick High School, or so where?
Yes, I taught in Glasgow. I'm originally from Glasgow. I did my teaching degree in Glasgow. So I taught in the centre of Glasgow in an academy called Shawlands Academy, which was great. It's actually a very unique school because there's 54 languages spoken there. It's a very multicultural school, so it was an amazing experience for me. And then I also taught in the north of Glasgow in another academy called Bishop Briggs, which was very different from Shawlands Academy, but both were amazing experiences. Alors, j'ai décidé de devenir enseignante grâce à ma professeure d'anglais quand moi j'étais au collège. C'était une professeure fantastique, donc elle m'a donné envie de faire ce métier aussi.
Quel est votre film préféré?
Je n'ai pas de film préféré, mais récemment j'ai vu Moonlight, un film américain de Barry Jenkins. C'était super.
Qu'avez-vous fait avant de devenir professeur?
Alors, avant de devenir professeur, j'ai travaillé à l'université de Strathclyde à Glasgow. J'étais professeur à l'université. Et puis, j'ai aussi travaillé dans un café à Glasgow.
The club spotlight this month is on the Touch Typing Club run by Miss Donaldson. Allie goes to find out more about this club.
Touch Typing is a small club run by Miss Donaldson in H2. I went to talk to her to find out more about the club.
This is the first year that I've done it. I've thought about doing it before, but I've only offered it this year, but I would certainly intend to offer it again in the future.
What are the benefits of touch typing?
The benefits of touch typing are that it frees up your brain to think about what do you want to type, whether you're doing a creative essay or you're writing answers just to classwork, and you make fewer mistakes and you get faster. It's like riding a bike.
Why do you enjoy teaching people how to touch type?
Because I can see, firstly, that they enjoy it. They see that they're achieving something. They see that it can be useful to them. And it is something that in the 21st century we're all going to have to do. We'll be using computers non-stop. And I actually think that it should be taught in primary schools along with writing with a pencil and paper.
What sort of jobs would you use touch type in?
Everything. Absolutely everything. I think particularly anything where you'd be spending a lot of time in an office, but absolutely anything, and you wouldn't just use it in a job, you would use it at home.
Is touch typing an easy or hard skill to master?
You tell me, because you've been coming to the club.
Well, for me, I think it was
like quite difficult at the beginning, but now I find it really easy.
Yeah, I think that's what I would say. It's like everything. It's difficult at first. It's better than cycling because in cycling you fall off and you might scrape your knees in the ground. You never scrape your knees in the ground with touch typing. The worst that can happen is you go, that's not the word I meant to type, and you have to type it again. But yeah, like all skills, the more you practice it, the easier it gets.
If you'd like to get involved with Touch Typing Club, go to Miss Donaldson's room, H2 on Tuesday lunchtimes. This has been Allie McCutcheon reporting for Hawick High News.
The Burns Supper was due to take place on Wednesday the 17th, but unfortunately had to be cancelled because of the heavy snow we received this month. We have some special performances now, firstly from Euan Welsh, who will be reciting To a Louse, followed by Harry Scott, who will be performing Scotland the Brave on the bagpipes.
Ha! Where you gone, you crowling fairly? Your impudence protects you sorely. I canna say, but ye strunt rarely our gauze and lace. Though faith, I fear ye dine but sparely on sic a place. Ye ugly, creeping, blasty wonner, detested, shunned by son and sinner. How dare ye set your foot upon her, so fine a lady? Gan somewhere else and seek your dinner, on some poor body. Swith, in some beggar's half-it squattle, there ye may creep and sprawl and sprattle, wi' other kindred jumping cattle and shoals and nations, where horn or bane ne'er dawn and settle, or thick plantations. Now, had ye there, you're out of sight, below the fatrals, snug and tight. Nah, faith ye yet, you'll no be right, till you've got on it, the very topmost towering height o' Miss Bonnet. Ma sooth, right baldy set your nose out, is plumping grey as ony grusset. Oh, for some rank mercurial roset or fell red smell 'em, I'd gie you sick a hearty does it, wha dress your druddum. I wanna be surprised to spy ye on an old wifey's flainin' toy, or abling some bit dubby boy on's wily coat. But Miss Fine Lunardi, fie, how dare ye do it? Oh, Jeannie, dinna toss your heed, or get your beauties a breed. Ye little ken what curse speed the blast is making. They winks and finger ends I dread are notice taken. Och, wad some power the gift ye gie us, to see ourselves as others see us. It wad frae money a blunder free us and foolish notion. What airs and dress and gait wad lay us, and even devotion.
Thanks, Euan. Now it's time for Harry Scott playing Scotland the Brave.